My name is Ben, and Waterproofing Wisdom is just my monthly opportunity to share with you some lessons learned or experiences or important things about basement waterproofing. And this past month, our team has done 2 design reviews. And so that's someone else's design. The client's asked us to check it. And we've come up with 2 major errors on 2 designs that we've looked at. So error number 1 was essentially this, where the basement floor slab had some induced cracks, and this is a fiber fill board that is entirely saturated across these floor slabs. And so that's a situation where basically the waterproofing design was being led by a supplier. They weren't informed about these induced cracks. The floor slab does need to be waterproof. And the structural engineer was thinking with a structural engineer's hat and came up with an entirely appropriate solution, but forgot about the waterproofing. And so it's poor coordination, lack of connection there. Situation number 2 is this, where there's a type A waterproofing membrane that is white, and we're looking at a penetration with some very bad workmanship. And this brown stuff around here is a bentonite fillet system. And then the site has contamination. There are some volatile organic compounds. It's not an appropriate material specification. It is wrong. And again, that's waterproofing, ground gas protection design that's come from a supplier. And the main reason why I think those have gone wrong, and obviously there are several reasons, but the main reason I think is that a waterproofing designer wasn't appointed. And BS 8102, which is it's a code of practice about protection of below ground structures against water ingress, has recently been revised, and it's got this clause that's highlighted: a waterproofing specialist should be appointed as part of the design team so that an integrated waterproofing solution is created. And in both of the situations we've just looked at, the waterproofing designer wasn't appointed, and they should be. Why? Well, firstly, recourse. So if the waterproofing design isn't good enough, if somebody's appropriately appointed, you have recourse. You can sue them, you can claim on their insurance, and a design team, a client, you're protected. And that's what that's about. If you've got free advice out of the generosity of someone's heart, and there is no contract, it's much harder to have any sort of recourse if the advice given is bad. Number 2, seat at the table. A waterproofing designer who hasn't got an appointment is in a weak position. And if they say something that's unpopular, even if it's the best design solution, if it's too expensive or inconvenient for someone else in the design team, that person might just not get invited to the next team meeting. And so it's not fair on the waterproofing designer. Even if they're very competent, they may well not be able to deliver good quality design because they don't have a proper seat at the table. And then lastly, resource, which is, often you get what you pay for. And if you've got a free waterproofing design, has that party really got the time and the resource to properly, thoroughly do site investigations, to attend all the necessary meetings, to do the coordination, to do site-specific designs and details and full reports? And too often the answer is no. So I guess that's my plea. My plea is to appoint a waterproofing specialist at the right time. And the right time is the beginning of REBA stage 3, because waterproofing affects your spatial coordination. If you're an architect or an engineer and you get asked, well, just can you just put the outline design, and we'll procure it through D&B, so it's not really your design risk. I would just urge you to say no. It's not my design. It's not in my scope. It's not my expertise. Appoint a waterproofing specialist. If you're a client or a project manager, I just urge you to recognize the value of good waterproofing design. We've all been involved in basements that have gone wrong, and it causes delay, it's expensive, it causes reputational damage. Why not just appoint the right person at the right time? So thank you for watching this episode of Waterproofing Wisdom. If you want to talk about basements or waterproofing in general, I love talking about waterproofing, so give me a call. Thank you very much.